Hey everybody, I am making some low carb pulled pork and coleslaw jars for lunches this week, and that is low carb sugar free coleslaw as well, and it is absolutely wonderful. Hi everybody, welcome back to Cat Every Day. It is getting later. We might lose our light when we're out here, but welcome back. It's time for a Monday hangout, and before we go any further, I just wanted to say that if you are new, welcome aboard. I hope you decide to stay. And I am embarking on a low carb journey yet again, and in my life. And it's been very pleasant whenever I've done it at other times in my life, and I've really enjoyed it. This time is really out of a little bit more of a necessity because I need to bring my blood sugars down. So if you have not, now if you hear something, you're gonna hear a little honking in the background. It's my little Chihuahua Sugar Bear, and he has got, it's not a collapsing trachea, but it is, folding in just a little. It's starting a collapse, I guess, is what the doctor said. But he's been to the doctor many times. There's really nothing that can be done, but he just walks around making that honking noise. And so sometimes I call him Topper, like that little penguin on Santa Claus is Coming to Town, because he called him Topper. He made exactly the same noise. He's so cute. But it could get irritating every now and then. If you hear it, that's him. I don't mind it, but other people might mind hearing little Topper walking around there. I was looking at my analytics the other day, and I realized that only a certain amount of people are subscribed, and there's a lot of people that do watch me regularly, but they haven't subscribed. So if you're one of those people, please just hit that subscribe button. You can be subscribed to like 1 million people. It's not a big deal. I don't know, maybe not 1 million, maybe they cap it somewhere, but I mean, I'm subscribed to a ton of people, and I've never had to clean it out to get rid of people, to add people. But let's just do that. Let's be friends and hang out and go into this new year together, and that would be lovely if you would do that. And also, if everybody, if I didn't, I might have already said, if you could like this video, that would help me out to get this to go out, and the algorithm to push this out to more people, and we could make our family a little bit bigger over here. I wanted to talk a little bit about embarking on this low carb lifestyle yet again, right? Because 3 months ago, my A1C was at 5.7 and now it's 6.1. And so it's climbed zero point 0.4 points. And that is really concerning because I am clearly in the pre-diabetic zone. It's weird how this happened. I promise you, I did not eat like a birthday cake every day of the holidays. I really didn't do anything different this year than I did last year. But this is what's happened. So I'm just perplexed. But in any case, if I climb 0.4 more, I will be a full-blown type 2 diabetic. I cannot let that happen. So I really need to arrest this and do everything I can to arrest this, right? And I have chosen to go on a low carb lifestyle to do that. I'm most comfortable there. I feel like I have the most freedom there. I know there have been a lot of people with, have had great success with like a carnivore diet. I don't think that I'm ready to do that just yet. And a keto diet is very high in fat because it's like typically like 80% or more fat, and without a gallbladder that is just really hard for me to do. It's very, very uncomfortable when I eat too much fat. So I do like to lean toward the leaner meats. I still like my egg whites. I still do eat eggs though. I'm not afraid of the higher fats, but I do like to keep them down for comfort. Okay, so in addition to that, I also have like a thyroid problem, which we're still getting to the bottom of. I was hypothyroid, and now they're saying that I'm switching to hyperthyroid. They're trying to figure out what's going on and what that means, but it's going to be a long time till I get to the bottom of this because I'm having an MRI on the thyroid this Friday, coming Friday, but I don't get to see the endocrinologist specialist until like June. Since I'm a new patient, I really can't get in before that. So it's going to be a long time. And my primary care doctor said, don't even plan on losing weight until we get this, squared away. Or I guess you can try, but chances are you're not going to. And I know that was like really uplifting, wasn't it? But anyway, whatever. If you want to see my struggle with my primary care doctor, you should go to one of my last videos where I talk about my health update. I think it was last Monday. Last week I was up 0.6. The week before that I was down 3 pounds. This week I'm down 0.6. So I'm just kind of like evening out, and I don't know. I hope what my primary care doctor said is not coming to fruition, where I'm just going to stay around this one little area. But nonetheless, I'm primarily not doing low carb to lose weight. I really am not. That's really secondary. I am doing this low carb journey to get my A1C down to a normal level and to get out of this pre-diabetic zone. It's just too scary being here. I've had too many people in my life, relatives, that I have seen way too close up go through diabetic complications to want to be anywhere near there. It's just, everything from insulin shots, taking meds, losing eyesight, losing limbs. I mean, it's just too much, and I just don't want to be there. And I don't want to have my family watch any of that happen. I think it's really important when you're on a low carb diet to really, feel the people around you with people who are uplifting and who are going to give you motivation and who are going to energize your trip, right? And even if you're not doing low carb, I hope to still be of some sort of encouragement to you on your weight loss journey. So I love watching, and I wish they would make more videos, but I love George Stella and his wife. He is a past Food Network chef, a low carb chef from the past, many years ago. And he's written 10 books. I have a few of his books, and I am in the process of getting the rest of them. I would love to have the whole supply. I just bought one the other day that I'm going to share with you. And it's called Foods You Crave. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I love listening to them give motivational talks about what you can have and what you can't have. And basically on a low carb diet these days, it was different. When George Stella was starting out low carb, it's like they didn't have the options that they do now. Back then when he started, and when I started the first time I was doing low carb many years ago, I want to say it was like in the late 80s, early 90s, right? When it first came out, you had to use like soy flour if you wanted to bake something, or you wanted to make pancakes. And it was really hard to find soy flour. I did find it back then at like a health food store. And nowadays I don't do any soy because of, a sensitivity to it. So I wouldn't want to use that now. But anymore now you can do all kinds of mixes. Now you can do almond flour. The other day, I got a recipe for a low-carb tortilla from another channel that I absolutely love called Beat Diabetes. Now, this is a channel run by a lovely husband and wife couple, and they are so sweet and so full of knowledge and great ideas for replacing your, things that you love in food with things that are going to be low carb options. And I just love their ideas. But one of them was a tortilla that's made from almond flour and lupin flour. And lupin flour is made from the lupini beans, I think is what they're called. And I got them on Amazon. They were only like, I'll try to put the link down below. They were like $5 a bag. And so I got 2 bags. I made some, and oh my goodness, they came out really rather good. They do use a lot of xanthan gum in them, and I've never used that much xanthan gum in my recipes, but I think I can cut it down. I'm going to cut that down and see if they still come out okay. they really are a good replacement for tortillas. Now, I know I can get the low carb tortillas at the store, and I have done that before, but what I'm doing is I'm trying to cut out wheat and gluten, and as well as many dairies. So I'm lactose free, but also soy as well. So wheat is one of the things that they actually do use in the low carb tortillas that you get at the store. They use like high protein wheat gluten or something like that. And so it's like they do use wheat, in any case. And so on occasion, if it's an absolute emergency, yeah, I'll go to that and I'll do that. But if I can steer away from it and just find another replacement, I'll do that too. And the lupin flour, I think is what it's called, is really good. It was a good suggestion. So anyway, I will be taking you through a little bit more of what I'm eating in a day, because I kind of need that accountability just to show you and to stay on track, right? And so what I'm doing also is, I know that if I'm keeping, I love the Weight Watcher app, and yes, I am going to be using it as well, just to see, because I'm inquisitive and I want to see what it looks like. And as a way of calories, carbs, macros, and all that kind of stuff. It's a really good app to get a good vision for all these other things. But even if I didn't do that, it's okay. The primary thing that I'm going to be relying on to keep my blood sugars down and to get down is my blood glucose reader, my meter. And I've been using that not in the morning, because you get the dawn effect in the morning. The light's going. I'm sorry, it's starting to get dark. In the morning, your blood sugar is always going to be unnaturally higher, which is a normal phenomenon, I guess. It's not really a phenomenon because it's happens to all living things. But to wait maybe an hour or two and let your blood sugar adjust, and then get a reading if you want a real reading in the morning. But I usually take it like a half an hour after I eat, and then an hour after I eat, just to see how whatever I ate affected my blood sugar. And normally I've been getting readings like, I don't know, I don't go above like 97, you know what I mean? It stays pretty low, 93, 97. But one of the things that went pretty high was last night. I checked it about a half an hour after I ate the Boom Chicka Pop that I eat at night, which is like one of the only carbs I'll have all day. And I have it in the evening with my progesterone, because progesterone loves carbs in order to function, to, it makes me sleepy if I eat carbs, and that's what I like right before bed. But I checked my blood sugar, and I didn't walk after I eat it. And that's one of the things that I've been doing, is walking after my meals, every meal, even if it's like 10, 15 minutes. That's all it needs to be able to get that sugar from going into my pancreas and going into the muscles, which is what I want. I have to get into the habit of doing that, and sometimes I do forget, and I'm like, I'll do something else, and I'm like, oh crud, I forgot to walk after I ate, and I went and sat down for a while instead. But so I really do need to wear a wristband or something that reminds me to get into the habit of it. But anyway, I checked my blood sugar after the Boom Chicka Pop about an hour later, and it was at 140, which I don't think I've ever seen 140. So normally, it's not a really big deal, because after you eat, it could go up to like 180, and that's usually normal if you're eating carbs. But that's not what I want, because that is a spike. That's more of a spike than I want to see with the stuff that I'm eating. So I might be changing that up a little bit. I don't typically haven't seen anything over 110, after a meal. And so 140 was really surprising. And I am just thinking, it must have been the popcorn, because I didn't eat any other carbs. So anyway, that was surprising, but eye-opening. And so see, that's what I mean by the meter. Weight Watchers will say it's okay for me to eat. Even if I go on the diabetic plan on Weight Watchers, it's going to be high. It's going to be higher in points for me to have the Boom Chicka Pop. But my meter is going to say this is something that you shouldn't even be having. And so I really am going to start leaning on just listening to the meter more than anything else, even though I still enjoy using the Weight Watcher app. I really have to lean on that meter, and the blood sugar, testing the blood sugar is what's really going to help. So if you are dealing with bringing your A1C down and bringing your blood sugars down, really the only way you're really going to get a clear reaction of how the food is treating your blood sugar and how you're reacting to it is going to be to check it and to see after you eat half an hour later, and see what that food does to it. And if it spikes it up too far, then maybe find a substitute, right? Something else. That would be smart. So anyway, I'm going to let you go for now talking, but let me show you the cookbook that I got from George Stella, and then I'll let you go. All right, guys, here is the book by George Stella I was telling you about. This is my latest one that I just bought. I'm going to have a link to this in the description bar in case you're interested in looking at it. I love his books. They're super easy to read, and they are just full of wonderful, wonderful recipes. They're laid out absolutely. Such an easy read. This is his family before they went on to their low-carb journey, and combined, I think they had lost something like over 500 pounds as a family. And as you can see, they all became free from that extra weight that was holding them back and the medical issues that were surrounding them as well. And so the parents did not put the children on low carb, but the kids ended up coming along on their own. Now, there's something in here I'm going to be trying with you. They have beautiful color pictures in here, but they have a low-carb oatmeal here that I'm going to try sometime this week, and I'll show you when I do that. There's a lot of wonderful, wonderful recipes in here, and look at how big and wonderful these colored pictures are. Now, this is where, this is where I got the idea for the pulled pork picnic in a jar, and that is what you saw at the beginning of this video. And that is, I put I did it backwards. He put the pulled pork on top of the coleslaw, and I'm using his coleslaw too, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I did it backwards. I hope it's still okay. Anyway, it's still going to be really tasty. Look, he's got a zucchini ramen bowl here, which is amazing. I love ramen, but I can't do the carbs. But everything that you look at this pickle dog. Oh my goodness, Chicago style pickle dog. He's got substitutes for everything that you love. Artichoke dip, chicken wings, things that you would find out and about that, you really need to, when you're on a low carb diet, you need to find substitutions for, and you need to still feel like you're not missing out. And he even has a recipe for Cheez-Its in here, which is amazing. Look at that. That's so amazing. Wonderful, wonderful desserts. Carrot cake bars. Super duper. I really do highly recommend any of his books. But they've come a long way. The ones that are earlier, he'll use, like I said, things like Splenda and stuff like that. But then the later books, he also incorporates, some of the newer things that are out there that you can get. And of course, with the older books, you can still make substitutions with the new stuff. But I really do love this book. I highly recommend it. And I will see you soon in the next video.